You're watching Top Minute, and I'm your CJ. Welcome back to their discography ranking. And today's discography ranking will be of Carnifex, number 93 in the series. Hard to believe that we're already to 93. But, yeah. Carnifex, a band that I've wanted to rank a very long time. Honestly, I've wanted to rank this band for a very long time. Their brand new album just came out, Necromanteum, that I reviewed on this channel, that I went into full detail with fan perspective. And um, let's just go right into it. Let's start off at number 9, or my number 9 pick, which will be Hell Chose Me from 2010. Maybe a little controversial, maybe not. Hell Chose Me is not up to par with the others higher on the list. The others, as in the eight perfect albums that they've had. This one's kind of like their one that I never revisit. This album has always been the one that I never go back to, and the main reason here is the vocals. The vocals are just not it. They're not as good as the other albums. It's kind of iffy on there. 8.8 out of 10. Still pretty good. Still very good listen. Still one that you should check out because it's not bad. Best song here is Heartless. Probably a weird one to pick, but yeah, it's kind of like the more slower song on this album. Kind of a weird one to pick. Here's where the controversy comes in. Fan favorite. Number 8 is Die Without Hope from 2014. I know this one is a fan favorite, but yeah, this album falls short to the ones above it only because of how great the other ones are. Die Without Hope has a different quality to it than the other albums released before it and after it. As this is where Carnifex enters the new sound completely. As you can see, I prefer the other albums more than this one, which may be a shock, as this one is a fan favorite, like I said before. Best song on here is Last Words, track number 8. Absolutely love track number 8. Other good ones on here is Condemned to Decay, Die Without Hope, Dragged into the Grave. There's a lot of good ones on here, but yeah, I prefer the other ones to this. Number 7 is actually going to be Necromanteum, the brand new one. I know this one might be a little bit low, but the only reason it's low here is, the reason this one is low on the list is the ones above it are just better, and that's just it. It's just all on, what is it? It's all just based on preference, basically. I did a full perspective on this one in a separate video. If you want a long explanation of why this one would fall here, it kind of goes into detail, like what I like about the album. There's really nothing I hate about it. But yeah, it's going to fall at number 7. Still a perfect album. But yeah, the other albums are way better. No, number 6 is one that I don't own. It's just like Hell Chose Me. I don't own this one on CD. Of course, it's one of their earlier ones, which is Diseased in the Poison from 2008. This album didn't get as much attention as the one released before it, Dead in My Arms. Even though it's a good early deathcore album, very great. Not really a step down from Dead in My Arms, as it continues what makes that album great, but it's just not as good, and really there isn't really a reason why. It's just that Dead in My Arms is just so damn legendary in the deathcore scene. Best song in the album is Adornment of the Sick. Second, absolutely fucking great song there. And yeah, number 5 is going to be Graveyard Confessions from 2021. Kind of a weird, not a weird one to have this high. I've seen a lot of people have this one a little bit higher on the lists. A modern deathcore masterpiece and one of the best albums to be released in 2021. Everything is on point, with the album being their longest, which for some bands this really doesn't go well usually if they go from a very short album runtime to a very long runtime, as this band did. Carnifex it kind of doesn't go well for most bands, but for Carnifex it really did. Kind of added a little bit more layers as they were able to do more with progression. The only thing negative I have to say about this about this one is they didn't need to re-record some songs from Dead in My Arms, because yeah, those songs are just, the original is always the better one here. I definitely consider Dead in My Arms songs on this album to be not as good as the originals, because yeah, the originals are just so damn legendary. You can't touch them, honestly. But yeah, nice album with a nice sound. The best song on here is Seven Souls. Absolutely love that song. Great riffs, great everything, honestly. Number 4 is going to be Slow Death. I know a lot of people would have this higher or even lower. I've seen this people being this the worst album, and yeah, this used to be my worst. This used to be my least favorite for the band, which, yeah, pretty much slept on this album over the years, with this one being the one that I've listened to the least, and one that's still to come also listened to the least. But yeah, Slow Death is bold, ferocious, and genius, with elements not present in any other album of theirs. They have like a weird, like almost black metal presence in here. More focus on atmosphere and on progression, while still keeping up the heaviness and aggression and intensity. Kind of where Die Without Hope went wrong, because yeah, it's not as intense as this album, and not as like, but this album has more of like a progression to it than what Die Without Hope had. Best song here is Countess of the Crescent Moon. Great song, great album. I think this is their number 4, the best, number 4 best. Number 3 is Dead in My Arms in 2007. Been mentioning this one all video. A deathcore classic and one of the best debut ever. I never got tired of hearing these songs, as they're straight unrelenting and raw. The vocals have a unique quality to them, as they sound painful but sounds crisp and good. The breakdowns are hard-hitting as fuck, with some having a dropping effect that sounds deep. Overall, a fantastic album. The best song on this classic is Lie to My Face, of course, but Slit Wrist Savior is a close second. Yeah, Carnifex right here. I have Carnifex on my vest, because I have seen them live, and yeah, Slit Wrist Savior was fucking amazing when they played that one. But yeah, this album coming in at number 3. Number 2, a surprising one to be at number 2. I don't own this one as well, which is World War X from 2019. Again, one that I see lower on people's lists, and really the reason why it's so low on people's lists is because it's one of their newer ones. Another album I've been sleeping on, which now re-listening to this one, it's an improved Slow Death, honestly. Everything Slow Death had, it improved and even furthered. The sound on World War X is fucking amazing, with every moment being ear-ripping. The vocals are returned to form, as they are as brutal as the early albums, with the musical mastership of the new albums, basically like the older style vocals mixed with the newer style like instrumentation. Just fucking amazing. Honestly, this one is one of their best. Give this one another go, as it's truly amazing. I know a lot of people that don't like this album. It's like, what the fuck are you listening to? Honestly, this album is so fucking good. Best song here is No Light Shall Save Us, with Alyssa from Arch Enemy on guest vocals on this song. It's fucking amazing too. Another band that I'm into, Arch Enemy. I've done a ranking on them, not in a while. I should do another one, but I gotta get some of their early stuff. Number 1 is, well, a surprising one, Until I Feel Nothing from 2011. One of their last, I would say, early deathcore releases. My personal favorite album from the Carnifex discography. The production on Until I Feel Nothing is perfection. Everything is crisp and intense. The tone is on point, with the theme being reliance on overdrive and atmosphere at some places. It does start that atmospheric type thing. Truly the transition from the MySpace deathcore to the more complex sound. The song selection is back-to-back bangers, with songs like We Spoke of Lies, Dead But Dreaming, Until I Feel Nothing, and Curse My Name, but the best song they ever wrote is Grave to Blame. Fucking amazing all the way through. Back-to-back bangers, back-to-back, just, this is the supreme album that they've ever done. It's the album that I consider to be one of the pinnacles, one of the best deathcore albums of all time. You know, a lot of people will disagree with that, but yeah. This album is by far one of my favorite albums of all time with deathcore. It's one that I go back to quite often. But yeah, that's how I rank Carnifex. Hope everyone liked it. I will be back doing more videos this week. Got some more stuff to do this week on the channel. And yeah. See you next time, basically.